Today, we will discuss the author's purpose. Have you ever wondered why a piece of literature was written? If so, you've questioned the author's purpose or reason for writing. Typically, authors write for one of the following purposes: to inform, to entertain, or to persuade. Let's see if you can determine the author's purpose for this piece of literature. As I read it, follow along and see what you think, whether this is to inform, persuade, or to entertain. What's the purpose? There are millions of asteroids in the solar system. Asteroids are small, bumpy objects. They orbit the sun like planets do. Many of them orbit in the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is between Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are made of many materials, including rocks and metals. What do you think the author's purpose is for this piece of literature? The author's purpose for writing this piece of literature was to inform you. When an author's purpose is to inform or teach, he or she will provide factual information about a topic. Think about writing such as biographies, autobiographies, newspapers. All of those things are to inform you. They provide you with real life factual information that you can research and find in encyclopedias and other resources. These things are all provided to inform you. Here's another example. Let's see if you guys can tell me what the purpose for this writing is. What's the purpose? Texting makes life simpler for a teenager. Teens can text their parents from a noisy place if they need a ride home. Many teens make plans by texting. Teens that don't have texting can feel left out. You can really benefit from having texting on your cell phone. Think for a moment. What do you think the author's purpose is? To inform you, to entertain you, or to persuade you? I bet you got that one right, guys. The author's purpose here was to persuade you. When an author's purpose is to persuade, he or she will attempt to influence your beliefs. I think the author did a pretty good job of making us believe that texting is a necessity for a teenager. Other persuasive writing or media can include such as things that are incorporated with selling items. When you look at commercials, when you look online and see different videos that are incorporated with selling things. If your friend is trying to get you to go somewhere with them, they might use some type of persuasive talk to you. So persuasive writing is any writing that is going to influence your beliefs or try to get you to do something. And I think the author was successful with that teen texting message. So let's move on. Here's another. Let's see if you can tell me the purpose of this writing. What's the purpose? It was nearly midnight. The night was dark and shadows appeared on the wall. What could be making those strange shapes? Outside, the wind whistled. Inside, mysterious creaks and rattles could be heard. What could be making those strange noises? I crept down to check it out. I clicked the lights. What do you think the author's purpose is for this writing? If you guessed that the author wrote this piece of literature to entertain you, you were absolutely correct. When an author's purpose is to entertain, he or she will attempt to amuse you and humor you. In this respect, the author attempted to appeal to our sense of fear and to build that feeling of suspense in us. A lot of times when we read things that are built to entertain, they'll make us laugh or they'll appeal to one of our senses that really get us involved in what we're listening to or what we're reading. So the author's purpose here was to entertain. So we've discovered that authors write for three main purposes. They are to inform, entertain, or to persuade. Do you have a favorite? I can't say that I do. I enjoy informative writing, entertaining writing, and persuasive writing. It just depends on my mood and what I'm interested in that day. But for the most part, these are the three main purposes that authors write. As a follow-up to this assignment, you guys will be completing a worksheet and then completing a survey to let me know if this information has helped you and what your attitude is in response to it. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, but most of all, I hope you learned something.